Hey everybody, just doing a review for this UGREEN Nexode 100 watt desktop charger. This is basically a desktop version of the other UGREEN 100 watt power delivery wall charger that I reviewed before. This one right over here. So yeah, I mean these chargers are practically the same thing. This is just a desktop version of this charger. You know, desktop chargers in my opinion are a lot more useful because they use a power cord and you get easier placement of the charger itself versus a wall charger that just uses a built-in AC adapter that plugs directly into the wall. But yeah, there we go. What's included in the box with this charger is the power cord, the manual, and the charger itself. You don't get a charging cable, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, the manual has a whole host of information. These are the specifications for it. The power cord itself is 6.6 feet long. And over on this side, it does give you the examples for the power allocation, because depending on how many devices you're charging at the same time or a single device charging at a time, charging power does change, because USB-C 1 and USB-C 2 are able to output 100 watts of power delivery when you're charging a single device at a time. But when you're charging multiple devices, the charging power does split between the ports. And so yeah, I mean, we're going to be getting into that when we're using the charger itself. This is the power cord right over here. As I mentioned before, it is 6.6 feet. So yeah, this is the charger itself right over here. It does have a 3.3 by 3.3 by 1.1 inch form factor, and it weighs about 9 ounces, I believe. And as I mentioned before, USB-C 1 and USB-C 2 are the most powerful ports on this charger. You're able to use the full 100 watts while you're charging a single device. USB-C 3 and USB Type A are able to output 22.5 watts. So yeah, I mean, these two are the weaker ports. These two are the most powerful ports on the charger. Over the bottom, you do get these rubber pads for easier placement of the charger when you have it on the desk, just like that. And these are the specifications right over here. And that is where the power cord goes, right into there. And so yeah, let's just get to testing it out, see how it performs, and let me get some devices and let's get started. Alright, you guys, so just back with the UGREEN Nexode Desktop Charger. I do have it plugged into this EcoFlow River 2 power station. You know, it's just easier for me to do. And also, if you want to take a look at the full power output of the charger itself, you can take a look right over here at this number, and that's going to be the charging power of this desktop charger that's being used. And I do have 4 devices that I'm going to be testing it out with. This Accenture's power bank, this Lenovo laptop, this LG G7, and this Galaxy Note 9. I'm going to be testing it out with this UGREEN desktop charger. And so yeah, let's just get to testing it out right now. Let me plug in the USB-C 1 port into this Accenture's power bank that has a 100 watt power delivery input. So I mean, yeah, we should be able to use the full 100 watts of a power delivery, because we're only charging a single device at a time right here. And 91 watts inputting it into the power bank is really good. I mean, if you take a look over at the screen, we're getting about 103 watts. So I mean, yeah, we're using the full 100 watts in this case from the UGREEN charger. Let me plug in my Lenovo laptop right over here to see how that performs. Yeah, so we're only getting a 4 watt input speed for this Lenovo laptop, because what's happening is that the USB-C 1 port is outputting 65 watts and USB-C 2 is outputting 30 watts. And for Lenovo laptops, they don't like being charged from anything lower than 45 watts. But let me show you guys something. When I unplug this, when I unplug the Accenture's power bank, it's gonna start fast charging the Lenovo laptop from USB-C 2, because it's able to prioritize this device then. And then when I plug in the Accenture's power bank again, this is going to start charging at about 30 watts only, while the Lenovo laptop is going to be able to charge at its max speed, which is about 39 watts right now. Wow, that's fast. Okay. So I mean, yeah, USB-C 2 is now outputting 65 watts, and USB-C 1 is able to output 30 watts now. So if you plug in a device first, that device is prioritized, and the next device that you plugged in is, like, you know, not prioritized with the charging power. So yeah, there we go. Let me plug in my Galaxy Note 9 right over here. I think this should start fast charging. I think we should be able to use the full 22.5 watts. Yeah, that is fast charging right there for the Note 9. And let me plug in my LG G7 to the USB Type A port. And so yeah, we're getting slow charging right there, because when you're charging 4 devices at the same time with this desktop charger, USB-C 3 and to USB Type A are only able to output 10.5 watts, but I've still got this Accenture's power bank charging at about 27 watts, and the Lenovo laptop is still going strong at 33 watts. So I mean, that's great. There we go. So if I want to fast charge from these two ports right over here, I should only have a single device charging from either of them. And so yeah, I mean, that's the charging power for the UGREEN Nexode Charger. It's pretty good in my opinion. When I unplug all these devices right over here, the Accenture's power bank should charge at 100 watts because it's the only device charging then. Let me just check it out first. Oh, it's only charging at 61 watts. What? That's not right. Oh, okay, looks like charging is restarting. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and as you can see, the power allocation does change depending on how many devices you're charging. But once again, if you want a device charging faster, plug in that device first and then plug in another device. Because, you know, when I plugged in this Accenture's power bank and then I plugged in the Lenovo laptop started charging slower because the Accenture's power bank was prioritized. But then when I plugged in the Lenovo laptop first and then plugged in the Accenture's power bank, the Lenovo laptop had priority to get faster charging. So yeah, I mean, that's just something to know. We were able to use the full 100 watts. As you can see with the River 2 power station, it is showing 103 watts right now. When I was charging multiple devices at the same time, we were getting pretty close to the max output as well. And so yeah, I mean, overall, this desktop charger does seem to perform well. I like it. I mean, it just did what it says it does. And so yeah, there we go. Alright, you guys, that is the review for the UGREEN 100 watt Nexode power delivery desktop charger. I like this charger. It performed well in my testing. You know, just one thing to remember is that when you're charging, you know, two devices at the same time from a USB-C 1 or USB-C 2, you know, the device that you want to charge faster, you should plug in that device first and then plug in the other device second, because whatever device you plug in first, that's the one that gets the priority with the charging power. But yeah, I mean, charging selection is really good. You know, 3 USB-C ports and a single USB Type A port. Most devices are able to charge with a USB-C port at this point. And also the power cord, 6.6 feet. Like, this is going to be really convenient to place on a desktop. You know, that's why it's called a desktop charger in the first place. But, you know, I just prefer these type of chargers because it's just easier to place them anywhere you want to. And, you know, you can have a short cable, you can have a long cable. It doesn't really matter what cable you have. Your devices are going to be pretty much near you. And this charger is a bit pricey, though. I think over on Amazon, it is like $100. There is a coupon included on the Amazon page at the time of making this review. And yeah, down in the description below, I will have a link to the product page for this UGREEN charger. And I will also have a link to the review article in case you want to read a review over at chargerharbor.com. And I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.